Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unpack the hidden stories in official business documents, and I've got something cooking today that's going to give you a sneak peek into Meridian Corporation's latest moves. Get ready because we're about to decode their recent filing that sheds some light on their financial health and strategy, and let me tell you, it's not just about numbers, it's about what those numbers mean for their future. If you're new here and want to stay ahead of the curve on corporate news, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a fantastic Discord community linked in the description below where we break down these filings and more, so definitely check that out. So today we're diving into Meridian Corporation's latest report filed on July 28, 2025. This document is like a quarterly checkup for the company, telling us what's been happening behind the scenes. Meridian Corporation, identified by their commission file number 00055983, is reporting on their activities. It looks like they're incorporated in Pennsylvania, which is always a good detail to note. For those keeping tabs on Meridian on the stock market, their ticker symbol is MRBK, and you can find them listed on the NASDAQ stock market. This means their stock is available for public trading, so these reports are super important for investors. Now let's cut to the chase. The main event in this filing is about how Meridian Corporation is sharing information regarding their earnings for the 3 months that ended on June 30, 2025. They've put out what they call an earnings supplement on their website. Think of this as extra context they're providing to investors, offering a deeper dive into their financial results beyond the standard filing. It's like getting the director's cut of a movie, giving you more details, some of which are incorporated as part of this filing. This earnings supplement, issued right on July 28, 2025, is attached as Exhibit 99.1. It's crucial because it gives a more detailed look at their financial performance. The information here is what they call furnished, not filed, for certain legal reasons, but it still gives us a lot to work with. Under the section dealing with financial statements and exhibits, they specifically point out this earnings supplement as Exhibit 99.1. This clearly signals that this supplemental information is considered important enough to be formally included with their official SEC filing. They also mention something called a cover page interactive dative data file. This is basically a digital format that makes the filing easier for computers to read and process, which is how financial data is increasingly shared and analyzed these days. And finally, the report is signed by Denise Lindsay, who holds the important title of Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. This is the person who is ultimately responsible for the company's financial reporting. The date is July 28, 2025, confirming the timing of this official update. Now let's talk about what we can glean from this. While the filing itself doesn't contain extensive financial tables, it points us to the earnings supplement. This supplement is where the real juicy financial details are. Typically, these supplements offer a more user-friendly breakdown of revenue, profits, expenses, and other key performance indicators. When companies provide an earnings supplement, it's often to highlight positive aspects or to clarify figures that might appear complex in the main filing. It's a way to directly communicate their story to shareholders and the market. For instance, they might be emphasizing growth in specific business segments, explaining away any unusual expenses, or providing forward-looking guidance. Let's imagine what might be in that earnings supplement. We'd be looking for things like revenue growth, earnings per share, and how their costs are being managed. If, for example, their revenue saw a healthy rise, say 15%, that would translate to them bringing in significantly more money from their customers compared to the previous period. Conversely, if a cost like operating expenses also jumped, we'd want to understand why. Is it due to expansion, increased investment in new products, or simply rising costs of doing business? A key thing to watch for is how their performance stacks up against expectations or against their competitors. If Meridian reported earnings that beat analyst expectations, that's generally a very positive signal. It suggests they're performing better than the smart money predicted, which can often lead to a rise in their stock price. On the other hand, if they missed expectations or if their guidance for the next quarter is less optimistic, that could be a red flag for investors. The fact that they are releasing this supplement on July 28th, likely detailing performance up to June 30th, means we're getting a current snapshot. This timing is important for investors trying to make timely decisions. Looking at their public listing on NASDAQ MRB, any significant financial news like this can move the stock. Understanding whether Meridian is growing, maintaining its position, or facing headwinds is crucial for anyone holding or considering their stock. So what's my take on Meridian Corporation based on this filing? This Form 8K isn't a full financial report in itself, but rather a notification and a guide to more detailed information. The core message here is about transparency and communication regarding their earnings. They are proactively providing additional context through their earnings supplement. This suggests a company that is focused on managing investor relations and wants to ensure its financial story is clearly understood. The biggest indicator of their success would be in the numbers within that earnings supplement. If the supplement shows strong revenue growth coupled with controlled expenses, it points to a company on solid footing, effectively executing its business strategy. We'd want to see if they are growing their market share, innovating, and if their leadership team, like Ms. Lindsay, is effectively steering the ship. However, potential risks are always lurking. Without seeing the actual supplement, we can only speculate. But common risks for companies include increased competition, shifts in consumer demand, regulatory changes, or economic downturns. Meridian's strategy, whatever it may be, needs to be robust enough to counter these. In conclusion, Meridian Corporation is keeping investors informed through this filing, directing them to a detailed earnings supplement. This is generally a good sign of corporate governance. The real assessment of their health and direction will come from the specifics within that supplement. Keep an eye on MRBEC and search for that earnings supplement to get the full picture. Alright, that's our breakdown of Meridian Corporation's latest filing. What's your take on this company's approach to sharing financial information, and what do you think the earnings supplement might reveal? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps us out, and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate documents. Don't forget to join our Discord community, linked in the description, for even more insights and discussions. Thanks for watching. See you next time.